Howdy, hot shots. Beaming to you from the metaverse. It's Kevin with Metaverse Mastery, here to go over the results from the Infiniverse experiment that we did 7 days ago. Like 7.5 days ago now. I told you I'd update you in 1 week, so I had to make time to get into Infiniverse and go around and visit all the properties, find out their current values and what's going on with each one. So if you recall, what I had done is instead of buying the penthouses, which I had normally been doing, in fact, unless I found a very good street name in which I was still early on, meaning the building hadn't blown up yet to several floors, then I wasn't buying any floors below the penthouse. I was focusing on penthouses, but I noticed that other people were talking about only wanting penthouses as well. And so I figure everybody wants the penthouses. So if you buy the second floor, but you leave the penthouse open, I thought perhaps people would come along and buy the penthouse, driving your price up, as opposed to if you bought the penthouse, maybe they weren't as apt to buy floors below yours, which would drive your price up that way. But I thought it was just a little bit more enticing for them to see that there was an open penthouse. Now, the area that I went to had a lot of open penthouses. I went to like a couple different areas and they both had a lot of open penthouses. They still have some. So I feel like until all those run out, they're not going to pay a premium for the ones that I'm in. They aren't special street names. They aren't really special locations. They don't have a tremendous view because all those were taken. So I might need to give this another week or two in order to see the full repercussion of the plan and see everything come to fruition. But I do have an update for you. I'll have to update you again in another week or so as to whether all the penthouses around those properties are taken and how that's affected the strategy. So let's start off with it. We had 11,520 metacoins spent on 28 addresses. Okay. I went around today and I will say that when I bought the apartments, I tried not to buy every single apartment next to each other. The reason for that is when you go to sell them, you'll drive your own price down. While you're buying them, you drive your price up. So you're paying more for them and then you're selling them for less because you're manipulating your own prices by buying all in one spot. Some of them did happen to be close to each other because I thought the view was good. They were like in a town center type situation with an empty green space in between other buildings where they might actually put something. So I felt like it was worth buying right next to each other. But I did try to hop around to different areas for all these addresses. But 28 total addresses, 11,520 metacoins spent, a current total value of 14,210, which is a 23% increase in 7 days. Not bad at all, especially because the game seems to have slowed, the population growth in the game has seemed to slow down a little bit. So a 23% increase in a week is respectable. Out of all those 28 addresses that I bought, 10 penthouses above my apartments were sold. So 35% of the units actually had somebody buy above. And those are the ones that increased the most value because somebody bought in that building to drive the price up. So I feel like in another 7 to 14 days, that'll almost be 100% because people will run out of penthouses to buy in that area. And then they'll buy the penthouses that are left, which are the ones in the buildings that I have. So I think we are going to probably see, well, with 10 penthouses purchased, we saw a 23% increase. So if you 3x that, I think we're going to see about a 60% total increase in value over the course of 2 to 3 weeks, which is pretty significant when it's 11,000 metacoin that have been spent. I'm going to wind up hopefully with 17,000, 18,000 metacoin. That could buy me a pretty decent apartment close to one of the major event centers. So I'll get back to you in about a week and let you know how this has gone. If you want to see how this strategy pans out and other strategies that I'm trying, and also learn about new metaverse projects that I've been working on already in the last year or two, including VeVeverse and Earth 2, get to sub it.